Hello, hello. I'm Jenny King. I'm a licensed acupuncturist, a Qigong teacher, a Aroma Point therapist, and a moon guide. So today I would like to talk to you about Bergamot Essential Oil. And if you're in the United States, we're celebrating Thanksgiving this week. So just some ways to play with Bergamot Essential Oil for Thanksgiving. And I like to make self-care fun, but also impactful. And bergamot, if you've been following me for any amount of time, I consider it the gateway oil into Aroma Point Therapy. I teach it, I've been taught it, and I teach it as the first oil on point on this acupoint, Shen Men, in the ear, spirit gate. Today, I'm going to show you 3 point and oil combinations to use throughout the day for Thanksgiving. But again, you don't have to use it for Thanksgiving. You may not live in the United States, but you can maybe think of scenarios or situations or circumstances where this might also apply to you and translate it for your life. Again, this is your self-care. So taking the principles and seeing where out in the world you can play with it. That is what I consider sacred play, and with a sense of curiosity and fun. But again, no less impactful. So let's get started, shall we? Bergamot Essential Oil is lemony. It's got this lemony freshness to it. It's and it's sweet. So the lemoniness has this like uplifting aspect, and Bergamot Essential Oil itself is uplifting yet calming. So it has this bivalent action in our body, mind, spirit. We're going to use that. And the first place we're going to use it is beginning of the day, as you set out on your day, on your journey of your day, and begin the story with opening up perspective. And when we can open up perspective, what we're doing is we're going to put the bergamot on our Shen Men oil, put bergamot oil on our Shen Men acupoint. And if you've, again, followed me for any time, this is not new to you. So we're putting bergamot on Shen Men, and we're bringing back perspective. We're connecting our left and right sides of our brain. And when we have perspective, we're able to get out of judgment. And moving from judgment to perspective, we're able to see more clearly. And bergamot, I consider it's a light bringer. It's like the sun. Again, those rays of the sun that just make everything more clear. So we're starting with our mind. And as we start with our mind, just that light touch into that bergamot, into that Shen Men point. So bergamot has an affinity for our nervous system. So what does that mean? It helps, again, it has that bivalent action where it calms the mind, but also lifts your heart up. So if you're feeling tense, it helps you relax. If you're feeling depressed, it brings you upward. That's part of that. It brings you up towards the light, and you're having a hard time seeing that for yourself. I'm not going to hold these for very long because this is a video and I have 2 more areas that I want to get through. So again, starting your day with bergamot on Shen Men, bringing some light, perspective, being able to see your whole day more clearly. Thanksgiving, right? Releasing. Always smelling either before or after. So that's our first oil, point and time of day. So we're going to kind of move through our day and a wave of 3 waves of bergamot. So that's the first one. The second one is you can use it after eating because again, Thanksgiving is this holiday where we end up being stuffed. We're stuffed with food, stuffed with drink, maybe stuffed with social interaction. I have this joke that says, you know, I forget where I heard this, but it's like, if you think you're done with therapy, go home for the holidays, right? Because it's just like, you know, family, we love them. They trigger us to no end, and it's just that moment of just like you see how far you've grown, but you know you're thrown back into old roles and you're balancing. There's this balance, right, of like who you are now and who you used to be and how you interact with your family. And so we take interactions and we take social interactions and we we not only digest them on a physical level, but we're digesting them on an energetic level, right? And so it goes to our solar plexus. This is our personal power. And sometimes when we feel like we're having a hard time, we're being surrounded by other people's energy, and we're trying to digest all the experiences and kind of figure out where you are in space and time with yourself. And it's hard for you to move in the world because you're just like, there's a lot, especially if you're an empath. This is a great oil and point combination for you for that empathic sort of like untangling and bringing back the light and kind of clearing off the windshield of your personal power and being like, hey, not mine. And like, in a really nice way, not in a sort of like, you know, punch everybody else out because you're like, get out of my space. It's more like you're bringing back the rays of sunshine to be able to see it more clearly. So we started with it in our mind and our perspective, and now we're doing it in our energy body. And then on the physical level, Bergamot Essential Oil also has an affinity. All citrus oils have an affinity for the digestive system, and they just help disperse any stagnation and help things distend. And so again, we're using this after the meal because, again, we stuff ourselves. We're like, you know, it's Thanksgiving, right? That's what we do. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put Bergamot Essential Oil on conception vessel 12, CV12. And this point is halfway between, right, where the bottom of your rib cage is, that tight junction, and your belly button. So put a finger in the tight junction, put a finger in your belly button, and then zip them together. And halfway in between is this point. And this point is like the command. It's like the central point for our stomach. And it's right smack dab in the middle of our solar plexus. And what we're going to do is we're going to put essential oil here. We put this bergamot that has that ability to disperse and help things descend and digest and bring movement back, not only to our energetic body, but also it really does help with your stuff, and you really want to help your food descend and digest. So we're getting a 2-for-1 special in the solar plexus here. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to lift up my shirt because this is video, at least for you to see, but I'm going to just place my hand on that top point, and I'm going to go all the way down to my belly button, and then I'm going to come halfway in between, and I'm just going to set my finger down again in a light touch. So you can sneak off to the bathroom or another room, or if you're really brave, you can bring other people along with you. Depends on your family. And just holding. And as you're holding, you're just waiting for something to kind of shift or change. With bergamot, it usually lightens and brightens, or just feels like maybe something, you might take a deep breath in, or just feel like, a lot of times when we are stuck and we move that stagnation, we'll have either a big sigh or a yawn. That's a good sign. Or we just feel like something has changed a little bit and we're not so heavy. So yeah, I'm not going to hold this for too long because it is a video. Again, after your meal, let's try this out. And then, yeah, report back. And the last thing we can do is at the end of your day, and this is, you can either, it says choose your own adventure. You can go back to the bergamot on the Shen Men, you know, if you feel like you need to kind of drop back into that like perspective and kind of turning the light on in your mind and helping the mind relax and want more of that uplifting aspect there. You may feel like you need to digest from the solar plexus again. And the last thing you can do is just simply place a couple drops in your hand, in your palm. Rub your palms together. Deep breath, and you can place your hands over your heart. I would do skin-to-skin contact if I were you. I'm not going to do it because, again, I'm on a video. But you don't have to. You can just place your hands over your heart. Close your eyes, breathing into your heart. And our heart is like the sun in our body. And we're just cleaning off the windshield. If there's any shadow surrounding the heart. Also, taking a moment to be in gratitude. If Thanksgiving is about gratitude. So sitting and letting and absorbing any goodness from the day. About balance, and maybe there's good and bad throughout the day. So just having a moment to recalibrate your heart. Breathing in and out through this heart space. So not just the front, but opening up the back. Breathing through the sides, feeling the expansiveness that is you from this center. And that's it. Bergamot 3 ways for Thanksgiving and beyond. Again, let me know how it goes. If you have any questions, you can pop them in the chat. I'm posting this on YouTube. This is also with my email, and there's a bigger conversation over there. So if you'd like to join the email list, you can go to my website, which I'll post in the chat below. And I'd love to hear from you. So much love from my heart to yours. Happy Thanksgiving and beyond the borders of the United States. I am grateful for you, and I'm grateful for Bergamot Essential Oil, and I'm just grateful that I have this opportunity to speak with you today. Thank you. Mwah.